Ladies and gentlemen, hello again, and coming to you not quite live from One Take Studios, where today's topic is evaluating expressions. This is not going to be a super long topic, but we want to get some practice in. For the record, we are only using positive numbers today, and someday in the future we will try this again with negative numbers as well. So, in order to evaluate expressions, we said expressions were things that don't have equal signs. We're talking about variables or numbers with one of our mathematical operations or sometimes multiple mathematical operations between them. Right now, I can't evaluate x plus y. I can't put that together. That doesn't mean anything. But for some of you, the word evaluate might not mean anything either. So let's pause there for a moment. What does the word evaluate mean to you? I would like you to look very carefully at these letters. What do you see? Do you see most of the word value? Hopefully you do. A value is just a number. So if you're being asked to evaluate in math, it means that they would like you to find a number. If you're evaluating something outside of math, it might mean something a little bit different, and that's okay. So if I have x plus y, there's no way for me to get a number out of that because it's two variables. But if I have a supposition, there's a fancy word for you, if I am supposing that x equals 12 and y equals 8 and z equals 3, maybe I can make these things work together. So x plus y, if I know that x is 12, I'll take the x out and replace it with a 12. And I know that y is 8, I'll take the y out and I'll put an 8 in there. We're still adding. Now all of a sudden, to be able to evaluate, that seems like it's a lot more possible, because now I have numbers instead of variables. 12 plus 8 is 20. Awesome. There we go. That's it. That's evaluating. You're taking an expression that has letters or numbers in it, and you are condensing it, simplifying it, making it smaller until you have one value for evaluate. So let's say I've got something like this, where I've got 3, let's go 3y. 3y. If I've got no symbol between the 3 and the y, do you still remember what that means? That's going to be 3 times y. 3 times y. And again, if I suppose that y equals 8, they have to give you these numbers up top. They have to tell you what the variables mean, otherwise you really can't do this. But this is going to be then 3 times 8. Now wait a minute, that seems a little bit weird. I had no multiplication sign there, but I put one here. I put 3 times 8. Why did I write the multiplication sign here and not when we don't have one here? What happens if I just put an 8 right there? You'll have a 3 and an 8. Will that look like adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing to you? I don't think so, because to me it would look like the number 38. And guess what the answer is not? The answer is not 38. So since this means 3 times y, when I replace the y with the 8, I'm going to call it 3 times 8. And I'm going to put that in there so I can see that I should multiply 3 times 8 to make 24, and there is my value. I have evaluated my expression. You can do this with any combination of things. You could say maybe something along the lines of, let's go with x divided by z plus y. I can use all three of them at once, and I can use any of my operations. As you can see, we've got a plus here, we've got multiplication here, we've got division here. Yeah, I like that. That works. So the x is the 12, so put the 12 there. Keep our division sign, not changing it. Z equals 3, take out the z, put in the 3. Keep our plus sign. And y equals 8, so take out the y, put in the 8 instead. Ooh, order of operations. We have had this conversation recently. Order of operations, what should I do first? I've got division and addition. Survey says you think it's division, right? Cool, me too. All right, so division would come first then, so we are talking 12 divided by 3, otherwise known as 4, plus 8. And now I can do 4 plus 8, which happens to be 12, and there is my value. All right, so evaluating expressions is not super crazy. It is worth taking your time and making sure that you are doing things correctly. And it is worth understanding the word evaluate, because otherwise, if you don't understand the directions, it's really hard to do what you're supposed to do. Okay, we should get some practice on this shortly. See you later.